New Super Mario Bros. Released in 2006 was the first of the New Super Mario Bros. Games. It feels a lot more original than the rest because it was the first, and all the worlds are super fun. The levels are memorable and well designed, and the World 2 castle is especially cool because you go outside for some of it. There's fully original bosses, with World 5 being P. Piranha, which is awesome to see. Star coins are fun to nab, you can play as Luigi, but there's only 3 new power-ups. The Mega Mushroom is a glorified star that just destroys the levels. It's just a huge gimmick, it's nothing special. The Mini Mushroom is especially bad here. The only time I'd grab it is to unlock Worlds 4 and 7 for some star coins. The blue shell is pretty fun though. I'd prefer it if you press down to go into the shell, but it's a shame that it's never been brought back. Mario vs. Luigi is an incredibly fun mode, and the mini-games are just as great even if most were just taken from Mario 64 DS. New Super Mario Bros. Wii was released in 2009. It's an all-time classic, and if you don't have memories playing this game with your siblings or friends, then you either didn't have any or didn't have a childhood. There's 3 new power-ups again, and the Propeller Mushroom is great. It's one of the best flying power-ups, jetting Mario up in the air with the shake of the Wii Remote. The Ice Flower is genius, and I honestly prefer it to the Fire Flower, though both have pros and cons. The Fire Flower lets you kill enemies much quicker, but the Ice Flower can kill some enemies that the Fire Flower can't. But it takes just a bit longer to kill, so you have to pick up and throw the ice block. The penguin suit really should have been in a different game, or just be in World 9 or something, because why would you pick the Ice Flower when the penguin suit is right there, throwing ice balls, not slipping on ice, and making swimming actually fun? The Mini Mushroom returns. They didn't do anything to change it, it's just as bad as ever, but weirdly the Mega Mushroom didn't return. Although, you could use it in Mario Kart Wii for some reason. Has the same world themes as DS, which is a bit lame, but I feel like many levels here stand on their own. Returning from Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World are the Koopalings, and a lot of people are pretty sick of them now, but back then it was an awesome addition. Also returning from Mario World is Yoshi, but you can't take him from level to level in this game, which I feel is kind of odd. The final boss is great, and the 4-player multiplayer isn't, but overall I think this game is great. New Super Mario Bros. 2 was released in 2012 for the Nintendo 3DS. This game feels pretty soulless. There's a lot of coins around, but they didn't really do anything interesting with it, so it's just such a pointless addition, and it makes getting lives pitifully easy. I haven't mentioned it yet, but these games are nosebleeds to get through. They're so simple. Still a good time for sure, but God was it apparent these were made for children. I hate when children's games appeal to children. It should appeal to me, a slightly older child. Only 2 new power-ups here, and both are just variations of older ones. Great. In the absence of new power-ups, though, the Raccoon Leaf returns from Super Mario Bros. 3, and it's neat to see it back again, and I think it controls a bit better here than it does in Mario 3. The first new power-up is the Invincibility Leaf. It's the same as the leaf, but you're invincible. Great. The next power-up is the Gold Flower. It's like the Fire Flower, but it turns bricks into coins, and when you kill an enemy, it gives you coins. And you can't even take either of these power-ups into other levels, because once you beat them, they turn into the Raccoon Leaf and the Fire Flower respectively, which is super lame. Returning from New Super Mario Bros. Is the Mini Mushroom, which is just as lame as ever, and the Mega Mushroom also returns, which is also just as lame as ever. There's only 6 worlds here with 3 secret ones. The DS only had 6 worlds with 2 unlockable, but the unlockable ones were just a normal forest and cloud themes. Here it's sparkly pink, sparkly green, and sparkly blue. I don't dislike this game, however. For some reason, I still really like it. I still remember getting it for Christmas in 2013 and beating it that day. Granted, I never put it down, but I was only 7 years old and that thing was pitifully easy. It's bad. Nah, okay. Mario U isn't bad. It's just the most boring and bland game in the entire franchise. I honestly think I'd rather play a bad Mario game than this one, but that's because there's more to talk about and there's just more of a feeling to it. I'd rather be mad at a bad game than feel nothing at a boring one. There's only 2 new power-ups, with the rest returning from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. The Acorn, I just never use it when the propeller is there, and the P-Acorn, it's just the Acorn with infinite boosts, and I'd never use that, period. Baby Yoshis are here. The pink one floats, the blue one has bubbles, and the gold one is terrible. The Mini Mushroom returns yet again, which is weird that they insist on putting it in every new Super Mario Bros. Game, because it's a bad power-up, but it's actually not that bad here. They changed it so now you can run up walls with the Mini Mushroom, and honestly it makes it a pretty good power-up. There's a challenge mode in this game, which I think is pretty fun and relatively challenging, as the name suggests. But all in all, this game is just the most saltine game in the world, and even then, I'd rather just eat a bowl of saltines. New Super Luigi U came out in 2013 for the Year of Luigi. It started off as a DLC, but then it got its own standalone release with a green case, and honestly I think that's pretty cool. I hear a lot of people in videos say that, shockingly, this is my favorite New Super Mario Bros. Game, and that I just have one response. Shockingly? Really? The same game 4 times and they released something different and now you're surprised that you like this one after playing the rest back to back to make your video? I like this game a lot. At one point it was my favorite game of all time. I like to forget that part of my life. The levels are supposed to be harder here, but due to their shorter time of only 100 seconds per level, I find them to be quite quick and easy. The game is still well designed and very fun to play, and Luigi's physics also make it a joy to blast through. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, who cares when it came out, because I don't really want to spend a huge amount of time on this one, so I won't. It's just a port of Mario U and Luigi U to the Switch, but they added that weird mid-air jump with the jump button that messes up precise jumps. If you're playing with 4 people, then someone has to play as either Toadette or Nabbit, giving them an unfair advantage. They removed a page of challenges from the Wii U version, and the game is $60 when you could just buy the Wii U version for less than $30 on eBay with Luigi U included. Super Mario Run. I don't know if this even counts as a New Super Mario Bros. Game, but if it does, it's obviously the worst being an auto-runner mobile game, but I think it still has merit. The levels are short and quite fun, the 5 pink, purple, and black star coins in each level are pretty fun to get, and all the different characters play differently, and it's still being updated to this day. However, a mobile game being $10 is a bit steep, and I don't know if it's really worth it. Super Mario Bros. Wonder released in 2023, and I know this isn't technically a New Super Mario Bros. Game, but it didn't exist when I made the Super Mario Bros. Video, so I'm just gonna put it here. All the worlds are great, the art style is sublime, but the talking flowers are quite annoying, and the bosses are really underwhelming. The characters all playing the same are pretty boring, and the Yoshis just should not be invincible. There's not too many power-ups, but 3 out of 4 are amazing. Fire Flower is an all-time classic. The Bubble Flower is a fantastic idea, especially being able to bounce off the bubbles for extra jumping height. The Elephant is okay. It's definitely the worst in the game, though that doesn't mean it's bad. It just feels like they took the leaf from Mario 3, removed floating and flight, and said, yeah, just whip the tail. The Drill Mushroom is probably my favorite power-up of all time, second to none. It works as a helmet, you can dig underground and cling on ceilings, it's just so much fun. Wonder Flowers are so much fun as well, and they give each level so much flair and memorability. The badges are all awesome, and my favorites are definitely the Grappling Vine, the Floating High Jump, the Fast Dash, and the Boosting Spin Jump. Mario Wonder is definitely the most whimsical game I've ever played, and one of the best. I feel like one of the only things that can make it better is just make the bosses better. They're so bad. My ranking of the games from worst to best is probably Super Mario Run, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, New Super Mario Bros. U, New Super Mario Bros. 2, New Super Luigi U, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and then New Super Mario Bros. If Mario Wonder counts, then that's at the top, but it doesn't. If I had to rank all the mainline Mario games that I've taken a look at up to this point, I'd have to say that from worst to best, it would be Super Mario Run, Super Mario Land, Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, New Super Mario Bros. U, New Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Land 2, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, New Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, and then finally, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. These games took Mario out of his 2D platformer hiatus. They're all really well-made games, and they're all great, but God, were people getting sick of them by the time U came out. I mean, the Wii U's launch title was Mario U. That's not how you show off your HD system. These games just signify a time in Nintendo's history where they were just trying to play it safe, and it turned out to be detrimental to their company. I'm so glad Nintendo made this series of games. As a kid, they brought me so much joy, and even now, looking back, they still do. But I'm glad that Mario Wonder came out and finally put an end to the New Super Mario Bros. Series, because people were getting sick of them.